older, but not right now. Mom's just bugging him right now about everything. But you get a coat before you leave, or always telling them, hey, it's gonna get cold or it's gonna rain. Go grab a jacket, and they just look at me and walk out the door. But anyhow, I would love for everyone that joins, our For Life company to experience that, eventually to have that flexibility to, obviously we know we have to, we have our goals, which is how much do we have to make to quit our job? How much do we have to make to buy that dream car? How much do we have to make to put a down payment on that dream house? So we're here for that. And we will help you all the way. We're here to, do these calls. And those that are consistent with it, I can see a difference in from one year to the other, I can see a difference in how you're doing your business. So without any more delay, I would love to introduce Platinum International, Dave Daughtry.
Thank you, sweetie. Let me check my microphone. Okay, I'm good. All right, happy Monday, everybody. I see we do have Alex in Kenya on. So Alex, welcome. Glad to have you. And today I was thinking this morning about what would be a good thing to talk about, and I'd like to hear from you guys a little bit. We've got a small group here this morning. We might have some coming off from Africa, but I would like to see you guys networking, especially from Kenya. Over here in the States, this country, let me take my ear pods out. I don't need those. This country here is a gold mine. And right now the economy is doing quite well in America. And that means when economy is doing well, not quite as many people are looking for opportunities. When there's a recession and the economy is struggling, people look for an extra way to make a little bit of money. And that's generally when an opportunity like ours thrives, because we're not just marketing a product, we're marketing an opportunity as well. And that's what I focus on more than anything. I always go back to the McDonald's brothers, how the two McDonald's brothers, all they were focusing on trying to do was sell hamburgers. When Ray Kroc got into the picture, when he saw their ability to duplicate, he thought, they've got a really nice system going here. Why don't we implement this system around the world and create something called franchises? So his attitude was, by having more franchises, we're going to sell more hamburgers. And so that's what he focused on, was selling the franchise, when the McDonald's brothers were focused on just trying to sell hamburgers. And so Ray Kroc, that's what made him a billionaire. Whereas the McDonald's brothers, they made some millions of dollars, but nothing like Ray Kroc made. And that applies here as well. As we're networking, I understand, we've got the two things, the opportunity and the product. And we tend to want to just gravitate towards people that are sick because we've got a product that deals with that. We talk about all the time. We've got a product that addresses the immune system. Well, that's wonderful. This just like hamburgers address hunger. You're hungry? Go buy a hamburger. Well, think about it. If you had, 1,000 hamburger stands around, you're going to sell more hamburgers. Just like if you have 1,000 distributors, you're going to sell more bottles in your organization of For Life products. So it's real important that we all are constantly focused on selling a franchise, which means selling the distributorship, trying to get people involved with us. And even I sometimes struggle a little bit between the whole product opportunity concept sometimes, but I try to keep it real simple in my head. When I look at people, no matter who they are, I don't know their background. I don't know their financial situation. I don't know if they have cancer or some illness. So I approach everyone just from a neutrality, from being neutral. I just say, and as I talk to them a little bit, I then determine what path I'm going to go down. If it turns out that product is what they really want to know more about, great, that's what I talk about. If it turns out it's opportunity, that's what I like more. But understand that many times, I'm an example. Great customers turn into great distributors. I was a customer myself for about a month. I used the Transfer Factor product, Transfer Factor Classic. And then I realized I really had something special with this product. Well, now my focus changed. I didn't want to go out just looking for sick people and have an organization of sick people. I wanted to look for people that could help me build this business. So I was looking for people that were interested in changing their lives, people interested in networking, building something for themselves or family with this great opportunity. And that's what I still do today. We haven't even scratched the surface yet. We haven't even come close to our potential when it comes to building For Life around the world. We're a long ways away. And even if we hit critical mass in the next couple of years, we're still a long ways away. That wave of critical mass, you can ride that wave for, half a decade or more. All right. My point is that we all need to be focused on the franchise. We want to focus on building your business. But as you talk to people, don't discount those that are sick or they just want the product. Because as I said earlier, great customers can make great distributors. So when I talk to people, I always feel three things are going to happen. One, nothing, but nothing is really something. That person has become a friend of mine now. I just met somebody yesterday. In fact, I did a three-way call with one of my guys, Otto, in Australia. Hooked me up with a guy in Las Vegas. And that's what I do, you guys. When you're really good at presenting, you're going to find that your downline will come to you and say, hey, Dave, can you talk to this person? I can't tell you how many messages and calls I get every day. Dave, will you talk to this person? I don't have the time to talk to people individually. I just can't do it. I've got hundreds of thousands of people on my team now around the world. So it's impossible. That's why we do these calls. So in one conversation, you can address everybody's needs. But I get calls every day, people saying, Dave, can you present? Can you present? Well, in the beginning, that's just what I did. I didn't care if it was onesies and twosies. It didn't matter to me. You got to start somewhere. But if you're good at presenting, if you've got good social skills, and there's many of you on this call today, you've got great skills. Many of you are already networkers. You've been in this industry for quite a while. So you understand, the power in the presentation, the importance of the presentation. You understand that many times you don't get a second chance to make that first impression. In fact, you never really get a second chance to make a first impression, but you can come back and make a good impression. All right. The point is, when I get somebody new on the phone or new on a call like this, and I'm talking to them for the first time, I understand how important that presentation is going to be. And Gabby, she can attest to this. When she comes into my office after I'm done presenting, many times I'm wet from sweating because of the energy I put out in my presentation. I project a lot of energy when I talk. And when I talk to people, I'm so focused on what I'm saying because to me, that's my job. My job is talking to people, and my job is almost analyzing people sometimes and finding out why are they not rich? Why are they not financially successful? All right. And in most cases, in fact, the majority of cases, it really comes down to, and I just have to say it, call a spade, laziness. All right. Not willing to do what you're supposed to do. All right. Now, for those that are willing to do what you're supposed to do, even if you're not having success in the beginning, trust me, as long as you keep doing what you're supposed to do, you can't help but get better. Every skill in life requires effort. I don't care if you're a musician. If you want to be a great musician, it requires practice. If you're an athlete and you want to be a great athlete, it requires practice. Well, if you want to be financially independent and you want to be a great networker, it requires practice. And that's why I always say, practice on your family, friends, and neighbors. They're going to be the hardest on you anyways. So you might as well get that out of the way. And then when you're a great presenter, that's what I did, by the way. I presented to myself in the mirror first. And I even presented to myself in the car when I was driving around in that smashed up Toyota Corolla. Those of you that know my story, 1 month into the business, I got my first car, my first For Life car. A friend bought it for me, $5,000, and I smashed it on Christmas Day, 1998. A minivan hit me right on the driver's side, smashed the doors in. I could still drive the car because it hit perfectly between the wheels, but I had to get in and out of the passenger side to drive that car. Well, how funny does it look going and talking to someone? We're going to talk about financial independence, and I'm going to climb in and out of the passenger side of my car first. It's crazy. So I used the telephone. That was my tool. But I always knew I would overcome that. But when I was driving that smashed up car, people thought I was insane because I was talking to myself. So I'm driving a smashed car, all right? I'm talking to myself while I'm driving. People thought I was retarded. But here's my point. I was practicing my presentation all the time. So then what happened as I got started talking to people, they're outside of my circle of influence. Jeff Altgilbers is a great example. He was really the first one that said, okay, Dave, I'll do this with you. I will team up with you, partner with you. And that's kind of what I want to talk about today. The importance of partnership between you, the sponsor, and that person you've brought in the business. When you bring someone in, you're partnering with them. Like I see we have Alex on. He's working with J. Michael. That's a partnership, all right? Now, I don't need to say much about J. Michael because I know he takes the partnership seriously. And I know Alex, he's a networker as well, and he understands the importance of that partnership. But it's so important that the sponsor really takes that relationship seriously, meaning that you love and care about that new baby distributor you have, and you want them to succeed. Why? If they're successful, you're successful. Well, the way that happens is you got to get good at presenting, get good at talking. Then all of a sudden, guess what happens? People are attracted to you. They always gravitate towards the person that they feel is going to give them the greatest support and the greatest really reward for their efforts, okay? People are always drawn to me when it comes to presenting because they like my presentation. Well, here's my point. My presentation is only good because I practice all the time. I love presenting. I love talking about network marketing. I love talking about For Life. I love talking about our products. We have amazing products. I've been doing this business now for 38 years. I've been in For Life for 20 of those 38 years. Okay, so I had 18 years of networking before For Life. I've seen a lot of companies. In fact, I can probably say that any legitimate company around the world, I know the company, I know the pay plan. In many cases, I even know the CEO and may have met him. Okay, but here's my point, is that For Life's products, our product line, I'll put up against any company out there. We've got fantastic products. So when you're proud of your company, you're proud of your products, you're proud of your opportunity, your pay plan, and I know pay plans inside and out. I've written pay plans for companies around the world. So our pay plan is, I feel, the best pay plan in the industry. It's the fairest pay plan. The funny thing is, though, it's not the best pay plan for someone like me. I'm on top of a giant organization. If I had an Herbalife pay plan or a New Skin pay plan paying me right now, oh my gosh, my check would probably be triple what it is right now, because those plans are those plans are really made or developed for those top networkers. So there's a few that make a ton of money, all right, off of the backs of the others. In For Life, the money tends to go to the middle class a lot. All right. That's why I've got tons of people from international diamond and gold international diamond levels that are basically semi-retired. I mean, I know golds that hardly even work now because they're making $100,000+ a month as a gold. They're not even platinum. They don't even have a desire to get to platinum, really, because when you're making $1 million a year, by the way, I've got over 123 of those now in my organization, Gabby and I, that earn over $1 million a year. When you have those kinds of people making that kind of money, let's face it, people, they do want to relax and they do want to take time off and enjoy life. All right. So they don't have that incentive to get to platinum. That platinum position is really designed for the person that wants to step up above the rest and declare themselves a top leader. Because really, as a platinum, you get two main things. Bragging rights, you're a platinum. So you declare yourself, hey, I'm at the top. I did it. I can't go any higher. There is no intergalactic diamond. All right. So you can say maybe President's Club, okay, but the other reward you get out of it financially, it pays the same as a gold when it comes to the pay plan. You just get that extra bonus. When I say pays the same, I'm talking generations. When you look at gold and you look at platinum, the generational pay, the levels, it's identical. The only difference is you're brought into a pool of money where 1% of the company's overall global volume, you divide amongst platinums. Currently today, that 1% for each platinum is over 70,000 US dollars. So on top of earning your commissions, you're getting that extra 70,000. Well, for some, that's a great incentive, but for those that are making, I'm sorry, sweetie?
A month.
Yeah, a month, of course, that's a month. And so for those that are making 100,000 a month, let's say, many of them just don't have that incentive to want to step up to grab that extra pool money. And that's fine. My point is this. When you've got a great company that you can be very proud of, a product line that's second to none out there, and a pay plan that pays like ours does, you should want to talk about it. And maybe that's why I enjoy talking so much to people. I mean, I would love to be on the phone with all you guys, just talking to your people all day long. And that's keeping the main thing the main thing. We get paid to do one thing, and that's why I love this business, because I am the kind of guy, I'm horrible at multitasking. I mean, I can hardly walk and eat at the same time, all right? I don't have a college degree, all right? And Gabby knows this because she sees me all the time, and she helps me tremendously. She helps me with my brain, all right? I'm just one of those guys that can't do multiple things. In fact, I've even got a bit of ADD. I think I got a lot of ADD, to be honest with you. I have a hard time staying focused, staying on track. I see Juan laughing there. And so the point is that, you know, this business is perfect for guys like me because I only have to do one thing. I don't have to manage a bunch of employees. I don't have to deal with a bunch of overhead. I don't have to deal with all the things a CEO or an owner of a company would have to deal with in a conventional business. And that's my message to people when I go out and talk to them. Look, you know, in this business of network marketing, I know I'm bouncing around a little bit here, the fact that you can start a business for $200 or less and have 1,000 employees at your beck and call working for you to help you grow your business around the world. That's how many employees 4Life has now around the world. And the only reason they have a job is because of us. If we weren't marketing and we weren't selling, then they wouldn't have a job, right? So again, and I'm bouncing, I apologize. I just love the fact that I don't have to deal with so much. I do one thing only, and that is present. And when I present, I focus on three things: my company, my product line, the transfer factor products and the technology, and the opportunity. And I keep it really simple for people. Just keep it simple and basic, all right? And it all comes down at the end of the day to how many people you got to share it with. It's marketing. And marketing is numbers, all right? It's like on TV. An ad doesn't do any good if no one's watching television. So why do people say the best time to run an ad is during the Super Bowl? Because there's more people watching the Super Bowl than any other time of the year. Therefore, if you can get an ad in the Super Bowl, a lot of people are going to see it. But guess what? It costs millions of dollars to put an ad in the Super Bowl. Well, the same thing applies in our business. If you want to do radio and television, all those things, be prepared to spend a ton of money. That's not what this business is about. This business is about talking to a person one at a time, finding the right people, and developing an organization. Just finding the right people that are interested in doing what we're doing. And that comes down to numbers. Now, someone like myself and Gabby, if every single person in our organization sponsored one person, just one, this month, our organization would double. Imagine that. You go from 700,000 to 1.4 million in a month. Now, we know that's not going to happen because a lot of people get involved and they just don't do anything, all right? But the point is, when you're beginning your business, sometimes it seems like an endless road. It's like, my gosh, you know, when am I going to finally find someone? When am I finally going to, you know, see that nice check? Let me tell you something. It's all relative, all right? It all depends on your effort. If you're talking to more people, then you have a greater chance. I hear someone say sometimes, oh, so-and-so got lucky. You know, he sponsored so-and-so and he's lucky. Look, the harder you work, the luckier you get. That's just the way it is. So I don't believe in luck, to be honest. I believe in good timing. All right. You know, but to be lucky, you had to do something. All right. And in fact, I would honestly say that my sponsor is probably one of the luckiest people in the world, if you want to say there's luck, because I didn't have a sponsor when I joined. When Gabby and I went to Utah to talk to David Lisenby about 4Life, the person who introduced it to me was Dr. McCausland. Well, he's the chief scientific officer. He was. He's an executive. He couldn't sponsor anybody. Therefore, I honestly had no sponsor. So if there's any luck, I guess you could say that might be luck where I was placed under someone, in this business, because I told David Lisenby, place us wherever you want. It doesn't matter. I just want to go to work. I know what to do. I know how to do it. I'm willing to do it. I'll pay the price. Just let me work. I was like the Indian that walks up to the chief and says, chance. And the Indian says, no, you mean how? I know how. I just needed a chance. And that's what I was looking for at the time. I got my chance and I wasn't going to blow it. But they placed me under someone. You might call that luck by saying my sponsor got lucky. But you know what? It's timing. He happened to be at the right place at the right time where I was placed under him, not pat myself on the back, but we've certainly brought a lot of business to his organization. He can say that he has a bigger organization than we do because he's my sponsor. Okay. So my point is this, you guys, as we're all getting started in our business, whether you're new, whether you're a veteran, you've been around in this business for a long time, let's all make sure we're keeping the main thing. And that is, how many people a day are we sharing this with? Don't let a day go by that you don't share it with someone. I'm chomping at the bit today because I want to go out and talk to some gym owners. I want to walk into a gym. I'm not talking a chain like 24-hour fitness. I'm talking about the small ma and pa gyms. And this applies in America mostly. So Alex and those of you in Africa, and Abby, I apologize. Abby's in Ghana. Hey, Abby, how you doing, buddy? And so, so this applies more in America, all right? But I want you guys in Ghana, Kenya, South Africa, wherever you are over there, we want to help you build your business in America too, all right? And the way that will happen is people who know people who know people that are in America, all right? So invite them to our calls, all right? Especially our opportunity call that we have, all right? Invite them to come on, invite them to listen, and just show them the team. It's all about teamwork, all right? But I really want you guys to build here in America. I'm chomping at the bit to get out and talk to some gyms today because I love the idea of taking a small ma and pa gym. Almost all of them have a website where they offer their classes. Say, well, meet our trainers. Here's Trainer Joe and Trainer Mary, and here's our CrossFit specialist and our Zumba trainer and whatnot. And then they have their classes, their calendar. Wouldn't it be nice if they had a little banner that said, we now offer quality supplements? And you click on it and it goes straight to a 4Life store. And then I tell the gym owner, look, I will come in on any night of the week, or any day for that matter. Evening time's usually better because people are off work, and that's when you find the gym has the most people. I'll come in at 6 o'clock in the evening or 7 in the evening, and the gym have you announce there will be a class on nutrition. And I'll come and talk to them about the 4Life products. Think about it. It's a complete win-win because the gym owner, all he's doing is letting me come and talk. Now, obviously, he has to be sold on this first. That's where I come in to tell him the benefit. Once that gym owner sees me come do one presentation, I promise you they'll ask me to come back because I give a good presentation, you see? So think about it. I've got a captive audience. They love health and wellness. That's why they're subscribed to the gym, all right? That's why they go there and train and do what they're doing. Well, we all know that there's more to health than just exercise. There's diet and there's nutrition, all right? And there's other things too, but with the nutrition part, I can come in and I can help. And that's what I'm telling the gym owner. I'm going to come help you make more money. How would you like another income stream? A banner on your website, click here, it goes straight to a 4Life cart or a 4Life shop, and people can buy products. Now I understand that people might wonder what it is in the beginning. That's where I come in. I'll talk about it first. So I'm going to go out and scout up some of these gyms just for fun. I'm doing this because I'm enjoying it, okay? My point is this. We all need to have our plan of action. I don't care if you're talking to a gym. I don't care if you're going around like Gabby. She's going to talk to some nail salons. She's actually going to take one of our millennials, Melody. We've got that millennial team here. We only have a couple girls. We got two girls, and we got tons of guys. Well, one of the girls, Melody, who has quite a downline, by the way. She's probably got a downline. It's like 9, 10 levels deep, but it's one leg. She's one-legged. Gabby's going to go out with her, and they're going to talk to nail salons, and they're going to talk about the spa line, the spa products to get them in there. The same thing can apply. If the salon has a little website, They could put up there, we now offer, quality skincare products and have those products in the cart, in the shop. The point is, you've got to talk to someone somehow. Have some sort of plan. Don't let the day go by where you're not doing anything. Okay. Now I'm going to go back to Abby here, because Abby's in Ghana and he gets on these calls. So, the thing I want to say about Abby is I'll say he's a bulldog. Abby, I don't know if you know what a bulldog is, but a bulldog is just someone who just keeps on going, keeps on like that. And, I got to know Abby a bit when I was in Ghana last month in February or end of January, and got to watch him present and how he works. And he's a very assertive, aggressive person, but an aggressiveness with kindness and love. He has respect towards other people, but he's aggressive, all right? And that's what it takes in this business. You have to be aggressive, but you can be aggressive and you can still be kind and nice and love people, but you're aggressive in the sense that you have such strong conviction about this business and for life and these products that you really want to share it with everyone. You're not shy or timid about it. And if you are shy or you are timid, that's simply because you don't have that self-confidence yet. Why don't you have the confidence? You don't have the knowledge. If you had the knowledge about our company, our product, our opportunity, you'd know what I'm saying is true. We are second to none. We were voted #1 by USA Today, by Global Pharma. So we know we've got something great here. Why wouldn't you want to talk about it? So that aggressiveness is good, as long as you're not out there being, arrogant and cocky about it, okay? Now, when I see people like that, they don't have success either, because people can see through that. And nobody really likes to be sold per se, all right? And I think everybody wants to know the outcome of a decision before they make it. And that's where our job comes in as distributors, to help remove that fear. And that's where the love and kindness comes in when you're presenting. You can be aggressive, just like when I talk to people. I'm aggressive in the sense that I entice people. And I think I do a really good job of enticing them by showing them, what do you have to lose? Nothing. What do you have to gain? Everything. Unless everything in your life right now is so perfect that you don't want any change at all. Great. Continue doing what you're doing. But if you're ready for any type of change, if you're ready to move up to the next level, great. I'm ready to do it with you. And that's where that partnership comes in, all right? Where as a sponsor, it's really important that we embrace the people we bring in the business and we work with them. If they don't want to work or do anything, at least try to get into their market of people, their circle of people, and maybe you can meet a few people there that you can work with. I'll give you an example. I've got many, many people in my downline I work with today where the sponsor that brought them in the business is gone. Barry Blake is a good example in New Zealand. Barry and I, we talk multiple times each week, all right? His brother just passed away recently, and that's why he has not been involved in any of our calls. So he's been dealing with that, a bit of family crisis. But Barry, his sponsor, I don't even know where they are today. And his sponsor's sponsor, I don't know where they are today. And their sponsor, I have no clue where they are today. Barry was on my 4th or 5th level, all right? And today, I work with him as if he's on my front line. Now, I'm sure there's people in between that buy their 100 life points. My point is this. As a good sponsor to the person I sponsored at first that led me to Barry, I'm still here. I'm still working. I'm still doing the things I'm supposed to do as a 4-life distributor. I'm doing my job, okay? Well, some of these people in between decided not to do their job. I just simply went through them and found someone who was willing to work with me. That's Barry. And of course, many people under Barry. So the same applies with many of you, all right? I would even think it'd be safe to say Alberto Flores. Alberto, I'm going to open up your mic, Alberto, since you're on with us today. Alberto, your sponsor really isn't even working the business, are they?
Yes.
They're not, correct? They're not doing the business.
A lot of them from Spain, from Colombia, a lot of them are out of the business.
Yeah. So here, Alberto, you're in my downline somewhere down there, and yet you and I talk and work as if I'm your sponsor. But we know there is one person in between us working. That's Pedro Gurto. I know you and Pedro, are friends. You guys talk. But me as an upline, between me and you, there's probably 6, 7 people, correct? Well, let me unmute you. I think you're still you're muted.
More than that, maybe more than 10, I think.
So there's a lot of people. So again, it doesn't matter how deep you have to go to find someone to work with. I've said many, many times, more often than not, your key top leaders are not going to be the ones you sponsor. I call that working up the food chain. You work up the food chain, meaning that you might sponsor someone who lead, and everyone's excited in the beginning. They're all excited. They all have dreams. They're going to accomplish all these things and travel the world and get rich and everything. And that's great. We want them to be excited. But the challenge is, can you keep that flame alive? Can you keep that flame burning until you finally start having that success? That success might come your first year, where all of a sudden your organization just explodes. And in most cases, it doesn't happen in the first year. It takes 2 or 3 years before it finally just takes off and explodes. All right. But the only way it will happen is if you keep on stoking that fire. You keep that fire alive. The challenge is many people have a difficult time keeping the fire alive. Therefore, they fall away. Our job as an upline is to continue working through the downline, finding those people that want to keep going and keep that fire alive, and you work with them. It doesn't matter if they're on level 1 or level 100, if that's how deep you had to go. I'll give you another example. Many of you know Arminio Nevares. He's on my 9th level. I had to go down 9 levels back in the early days to find someone that was really dead serious about getting to the top and building a big business. Now, here's what happens. I say this over and over again. As you work your downline, heat rises. Don't burn bridges, those people that decide not to do anything just because they can't keep the fire going. You don't kick them out. You don't ostracize them and say, I'm never going to talk to you again. No, you still embrace them. You're here for them. I have many people that have walked in the door, walked out the back door in For Life. They came in, tried it a little bit, brought a few people in, they left. I continue working the people they brought in. Eventually, they come back. I have that happen a lot, you guys. That's the nature of this business. So never burn bridges. Don't ever do that, okay? Leave the door open so people can come back, because you're going to find that many times they might go try something else. When they go try something else, they're going to find out that For Life really was the best place that they had. It was the best home they had, and they want to come back home. Let them come back home, all right? But continue working the downline. Now, here's what I find happens many times. When they come back, you've already established that relationship. Alberto's a good example. Here he's on the call. So let's say that one of Alberto's upline, after years and years of being inactive, decides to reactivate and get building again. Well, the challenge may be that that person has to kind of work their way back in, because Alberto and I have been working like this. They're not just going to walk back in and say, hey, Alberto, I'm here to work for you now. Let's go. Come on. No, Alberto's already working with Pedro, with me. And so the point is that you've got to adopt that person that comes back in and love them and work with them, but they got to understand too that you're already driving the downline. You're already working it, right? That's called leadership. I want you all to be great leaders, okay? And a good leader pays attention to their business. You look at what's happening. You make this a lifestyle. This is not just one of those little things that, like, I'm going to do it today, and maybe I'll do it next week, maybe next month. Look, it's a business. If you want to be successful at it, you got to treat it like a business. You got to treat it like you really care about it, like you really want to succeed. The desire has to be there. But I'll say this. I mentioned luck in the beginning. The harder you work, the luckier you get, and so on. Well, there is an element of mystery. I'll give you an example, and I'm talking a lot about Alberto today. But let's take Alberto's sponsor. He said they've not worked the business for years, years and years, okay? Well, let's say Alberto, I have no doubt, he's going to be a gold eventually and get to platinum, because I don't think Alberto's the guy's going to kind of quit. He's going to keep going. At some point in time, his upline that's been inactive for years is going to have to decide if they want to take advantage of Alberto's volume, the business he creates. If they want to, guess what? They got to go out and sponsor more legs if they want to be successful. So that's really the question. Are they ready to go out and do some more sponsoring? And here's one thing I have a difficult time understanding. Why would somebody want to delay their financial freedom? Why would they want to delay their success? And I also tell people, I don't care what company you're in. I don't care if it's Amway, Nu Skin, Herbalife, Natura, whatever company. If you want to be financially independent, there's a price you're going to pay. No matter what company you're with, it doesn't matter. So why not do it with people that you love and care about? Why not do it with people that are already making it happen and having a good time doing it? So those people that have delayed their success and they say, well, you know what? I'm ready to get started again. You're still going to have to climb the mountain. You're still going to have to water the grass. You're going to have to fertilize the grass. You're going to have to cut the grass to be successful. All this green grass we got over here that we're enjoying, you still got to take care of it. Okay? So that's my point. It doesn't matter where you are in this world. If you want to be successful, there's a price to pay. So let's all do it here with For Life. Let's do it together. Let's have fun doing it together. So basically today is about motivation. This is about getting out, making it happen, all right? Just ask yourself a simple question. Are you in a position right now in your life where you're happy and you want to be exactly where you are right now? Or do you want things to change? Okay? Dr. Ogina, and I don't know if Dr. Ogina is on the call right now, but he had a cartoon on his Facebook one time. And it's a man talking to a crowd. And he says, who wants change? And they all raise their hands. And then he says, who wants to change? None of them raise their hands. In other words, people want change without them changing. It ain't going to happen. If you want change, you have to change, all right? Which means that you've got to work the numbers. You got to get out there. You got to hustle. You got to talk to people. You got to work your downline, make your calls, all right? Are you doing those things? Are you making your phone calls? Are you going out doing your presentations? Are you doing the things that we need to be doing all day? And I'll say this. I was on a call yesterday, the one I was doing with Otto in Australia with Las Vegas. And Gloria Moore in Ecuador happened to pop in on the call. She was using this Zoom platform, my Zoom platform, to do a presentation. And I was happy, that she was on a Sunday getting on Zoom with some of her people to do a presentation. I love it. That's what we all need to be doing, is presenting and talking to people, you guys. So if you find that you're fearful talking to people, all I can say about that is start with your dog or your cat if you have to. All right? Present to them. Take the phone. Pretend you're talking to someone, but there's nobody on the other end. If you're married, practice on your spouse. Do a little presentation. This morning I was getting in the shower. Now I was getting out of the shower, sorry. And too much information, I know. But I told Gabby, I said, I got an idea. What do you think about this? We're always bouncing things off of each other because I've come across something that I'm going to try and implement to help all of you. And really what it is, it's a virtual presentation online that asks a lot of questions. It's something similar to what we did before with Ditto Talk, but this is actually quite different. It's online, and it allows people to have a presentation 24/7 if they need that, if they want to have an interactive presentation. And it's really cool because, questions are asked, for example, are you ready to make a change in your life? Yes or no? If they click no, game over, all right? If they click yes, they go down a particular path. So this is something I'm investigating. It's a high-tech type of concept. I think there's a place for it definitely nowadays in our industry. But my brain is always thinking about how I can make things better, how I can increase my business, how I can improve health. What can I do? I reserve that's guys here come and start this business, and that's where you come in to sponsor. Make sure the people you bring in the business are on the right path. Make sure they understand our company, they understand our products, they understand our pay plan. When it comes to presenting, keep it simple. I can present to people in 15 minutes, really. I can do almost a full presentation in 15 minutes. I can give them 8 points about our company, and we don't just sell it to people. We've got patents all over the world to protect our technology. We own our technology. We were voted #1 by USA Today in America. We were voted #1 by Global Pharma in America. All kinds of accolades on For Life. We're debt free. I might have already said that one. We got 6 buildings we own, paid for by cash. So I can paint a really good picture about how successful For Life is, doing $35 million a month now of business. All right. How many people would like to have a $35 million a month business? Well, David Lisenby, that's what he has, and started one person at a time. Didn't spend any money on advertising, no TV, no radio, no Super Bowl ads, none of that stuff. Okay. So I can paint a real good picture about our company. I can do that in a few minutes. I can paint a pretty good picture about transfer factor technology, what it is, who discovered it, how he discovered it. I can talk about the benefits of it, how it increases your immune system, how it protects you against threats out there. Who doesn't want to be protected against threats? Isn't it ironic that every time there's a global threat, whether it's Ebola, swine flu, bird flu, whatever flu, our sales go up with our product. All of a sudden, people start paying attention to their health and their immune system. We're the immune system company. They come running to us. I can talk in just a few minutes about transfer factor. And then with the pay plan, I can talk about the opportunity. But at the end of the day, what I tell people is this. Where in the world can you, for $200 or less, start a business and have all these great assets, all these great resources available to help you grow your business? Why in the world would you go start a conventional business? I see people start up, car cleaning businesses, and detailing businesses and caretaker businesses and so forth. And I look at this where you can build it, step away from it, and have that residual income. Show me another business you can do that. That's why when I talk to people, when I'm done, they go, you know what, Dave, you're right. At least they admit I'm right. Whether or not they want to do this is up to them. But what I'm telling them is true. And that's what it comes down to, you guys. I'm going to close on this note. Well, we'll do a Q&A. So I'm going to see if anyone has any questions today. But at the end of the day, we have a job too, not just to present. And that is to remove fears, remove objections. When someone has an objection or a fear, it's our job to give them an answer and say, look, why are you afraid of this? Or why do you have an objection on this? Let me explain it to you. And when you explain it to them, if they see it clearly, they're going to know that you're right. And when you remove all objections and all fears, there is only one answer. You're right. I should do this. And so when I said in the beginning, if someone's not financially independent in this lifetime, it's one of 2 reasons. Ignorance, they just don't know how. No one showed them how. Or B, you showed them how. We showed them what to do. We're here for them. They just choose not to do it. And you can't do anything about that because they have to want to do it, you guys. Therefore, we're looking for people who are ready that want to do it. In the meantime, you're going to find customers. In the meantime, you're going to find a few people that might join and dilly-dally around. But if they open up their door to the people they know, you might get in there and find new people. Just like we did with Alberto and even Pedro Gurto. Pedro Gurto was introduced by a gentleman named Antonio. I don't want to say names here, but he's not active in the business really. Out of sight, out of mind. And this guy came from Amway years and years and years ago, spent a lot of time in his business. I find it ironic that they spend a decade or so trying to have some success, and finally when they have a downline growing, they disappear. It just blows my mind. But the point, Alberto's shaking his head, yeah, you're right. It's true. But here, our job is we just look for people, okay? And when you find the right person, and here's the exciting part, you guys. You only need 3. That's it. 3 good people. That means in 3 separate legs that you're working with. I've always said this. 5, you're going to count on one hand, 5 people. They'll be your lifelong leaders that you work with. Just like for me, it's Kevin Moore, Jeff Altgilbers, Barry Blake, people like that you work with that help you in building your business, and you work with them to help them build their business, okay? It doesn't take a lot of people. Think about it. Billions and billions of people on this planet, and all you need is enough to count on one hand that you can work with for the rest of your life to build an empire. So having said that, let's open it up for any questions. There's 11 in the chat here. Let me see if there's any questions from Chicago. Juan, welcome to the call today. Thank you, Judy. I appreciate that. Debbie said she found out 3 weeks ago I'm in her upline. Debbie, I think I'm in everyone's upline just about, but thank you. Yeah, Juan put overhead alone causes many traditional brick and mortar businesses to close. Very true. That's the great thing about this business is that we don't have that overhead. Look, I'm in my home office, you guys. You can see there's my books on the shelf. I've even got the TV on right now, if you can see it. All right. So this is my office. This is where I work. This is the mothership right here. Gabby, she's downstairs walking around down there. You can all see her. And so my point is we don't have to deal with all that overhead. All right. I've got a, what's her business? I got a $25 million a month business, Gabby and I have. And we don't have to deal with employees. Yet we got over 700,000 that have signed up on our team in our 20 years. Isn't that wonderful? Again, I can do one thing with my brain. I can talk to people. I can't do all the other stuff. And that's why this business is a perfect fit for me. Oh, Kevin's on there. Oh, thanks, Kev. I appreciate that, bro. All right, enough of the accolades, you guys. Are there any questions here? Anybody have any questions? Raise your hand. Let me open up the participants here. If you got any questions at all, just go ahead and raise your hand, and or put it in the chat if you'd like. Mark Barrio said, thanks, Dave. I heard you to say there is 4 things every forklift distributor must be ready to learn and explain to products. Well, actually, it's 3, Mark. Whoops, let me minimize that. When I talk to people and I'm doing a presentation and I'm working, I go into work mode, my brain, it starts working really hard, but I like it, all right? Because the energy I put out when I present, it feels good. The three topics are company, product, opportunity. But when I'm doing that, I'm identifying the person I'm talking to. And I do use colors to identify people: red, green, yellow, and blue, all right? And those colors just simply have to do with their personality. You know, the green people are technical people. I'll know right away they're green when they start hitting me with questions. And sometimes they're hard questions. I've had people even say, hey, I want to know if I'm going to join this company, I want to know their financial position. Do they have any financials they can release? Well, no. David Lismy doesn't give out financials, but I can tell you this. We were the 15th fastest growing company in America years ago. We're debt free, all right? So I have to remove any objections or fear. Green people are technical, so be prepared to have a lot of hard questions to deal with. Yellow people, they don't tend to have a lot of questions. They're very emotional. If you talk about support, you talk about help, and you talk about how we're going to change the world and benefits, yellow people get emotional. They get excited. They love testimony. So when I'm talking to a yellow person, testimony here, testimony there. This person did this. This person did that. I talk about testimonies, all right? I talk to blue people. They love the relationship. They're the people. They're people. Blue people talk a lot. They like to be involved. They like to be connected to people. They like to be the center of the party, all right? You'll know a blue person because you could be talking in a group, and they just walk right in, and they just fit right in the conversation. That's a blue person. All they care about more than anything is belonging. I did a presentation one time to a gentleman, didn't even know him. He was right here in San Diego. Michael Rideout was his name. Walked in, sat down at a little, right down the street here, the Crown Plaza Hotel. Walked in, sat in the coffee shop. He was sitting across from me, wouldn't even let me talk. He kept talking. I thought, I can't be rude. He's a blue person. Can't cut blue people off. You cut them off, you're going to offend them. Talk. He was a photographer. Talked about every president he had taken pictures of in his lifetime. He was a presidential photographer, apparently. Well, all of a sudden he looks at his watch and says, oh, I got to go. I have an appointment. I'm like, what about me? Do I get to talk? You know what he says? I didn't say that. I thought that. He says, you know what? I got to go. I like you. Where's your application? I'll fill it out right now. He joined simply because he liked me. It's okay by me. Those are blue people, okay? The red people are very square, all right? They're very methodical. David Lisenby, very red. Steve too, very red, all right? Which means that everything is methodical. Everything is structured, organized. They do not like to step out of the box. Same way when it comes to an opportunity, when it comes to timing or your appointment, if you tell a red person, look, I'll meet you at noon. Let's have lunch. If you're not there at noon, one strike against you. Red people are on time. If you tell a red person, hey, I'm only going to take 30 minutes of your time, you better not go over 30 minutes because they're going to look at their watch and say, I got to go. That's a red person, all right? Identify, that's all it means. So those are the things I focus on, Mark, when I'm presenting company, product, opportunity. But my real job as I'm presenting, because I can present with my eyes closed. I mean, I can present in my sleep. Seriously, I've done it so many times, company, product, opportunity, I can go right through it. But what about identifying the person I'm talking to? If it was that simple, we could all put in a videotape and say, hey, watch the video, and then just see how many people join. It's not that easy. There's a human element. That's where the colors come in. How do you identify that person's needs? How do you bond with them and start that relationship with them, bring them in, and then they realize that you really want them to succeed and you're there for them. You're there to work with them, not for them, but you want to support them and help them. Once they realize that, trust me, they go from being, in many cases, defiant almost, and being negative sometimes about this whole networking for life transfer factor thing to loving you, because they realize now that this is real, all right? And there's a process of getting them from one mindset of maybe being negative about this whole thing to loving it and enjoying it. And most of the time, all it comes down to is clarity, a clear mind of understanding what this is. Perfect example. When someone says, oh, that's a pyramid, I don't want to get in that. It's ignorance. They don't understand. If it were a pyramid, my upline would be making more money than me. That's not the case because I've got multiple legs. They got one or two legs. That's basically it. It's not a pyramid. So that's what it comes down to. I apologize. It's a long answer to that question, but those are the things I focus on when I'm talking to people. I don't know if there's any hands raised here, but let me go back here. For some reason, my format here is quite, there we go. I got the right format. Oh, wow, we got a good group here today. Thanks, you guys, for joining in. I don't see any hands. Francis, thanks for joining us today.
Colwinder has a question.
Okay, Colwinder, go ahead. Whoops, hang on, Colwinder. There you go. Go ahead.
Dave, I have a question. I'm working privately with someone is in Ghana, and I need some information. These people are excited, but they couldn't go in a Zoom meeting today, it's afternoon. And what is the other way? Like they said, like they can't log in.
What do you mean they can't log in?
I don't know. They said like I send even ID number, they can't log in. We have access to, we can connect with Abby or something.
Well, okay, here, when it comes to everyone doing their presentations around the world and what's going on, because we have got great leaders on the line here. You got Dr. Ojina in Kenya, traveling all around Kenya doing meetings. You got Abby in Ghana, doing presentations in Ghana in the office there. We might even have somebody from South Africa or Uganda that's on. And then we got the United States. You got Francis, and you got Mark and Juan and J. Michael. And all. We're all out doing presentations, and many of us are doing meetings and locations and so forth. So the only way you can really find out where the meetings are is by either contacting the office. And so you guys understand the best way to contact an office that's one of my offices is going to forlifeworldwide.com. If you go to forlifeworldwide.com, you can see where I have my offices in Africa, mainly right now, and you can get people there, okay? It's not Abby's responsibility or Dr. Ojina's responsibility to work your people. That's your responsibility, Colwinder. But what they can do, though, by being a team player, when somebody walks in the door, we do what we call open meetings. Dr. Ojina, he doesn't ask someone, whose group are you in? Oh, you're not in my group, get out of here. He doesn't do that. Abby doesn't do that. In fact, they actually go to greater lengths to support and make sure that person is well taken care of. And that's the spirit. That's the way it should work, okay? So my attitude is real simple. Like this is a good example. I'm presenting. I don't care if Bonnie Taylor has some people on these Zoom calls or Ray Muir. They're my upline. If they got people that are on these calls that are not in my downline, the more the merrier. I'm talking anyways for the greater good of everybody and the company. I want everybody to grow. It's called the law of abundance. It's not the law of scarcity where, oh, just it's all for me. So if the company grows, if Ray grows and Bonnie grows and my cross line grows, we're all going to grow. Okay. But when it comes to my personal time, like when I'm done with this call here and I go into my personal mode, that's where I'm focusing on my people that I'm working with. That's my personal time. I don't give that time to Bonnie's team or Ray's team, or because that's my personal, I got to grow my business. But my meetings are open to help everybody. And I'll even take the time after a meeting like this, where if someone says, Dave, can I talk to you? Of course you can. I'm already here. I'll talk to you. But as soon as I leave this platform, I go into my personal mode. All right. Now and then I'll step out and help anybody, like when it comes to Crohn's disease, because I had Crohn's disease, and I know that's more of a personal thing. So I feel very sad when somebody says they have Crohn's. I'll talk to them. I don't care where they come from, who they are. I want to help them because it's a terrible disease, and I know how to overcome it. So having said that, back to you, Colwinder. I lost you here, but let me unmute your mic. Oh, there you go. Whoops, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's okay. I will connect to Mike too. I'm looking these things how to do with the outside in Canada now.
Well, here's the thing though, Colwinder, you've got, being the leader you are, when you get someone involved, you got to get them on WhatsApp. You've got to get them on a Zoom call. You got to be the one to declare yourself the leader to work with them. Okay. In other words, you're the Abby, you're the Dr. Ogina. All right. You're the J. Michael, you're the Claudia. Okay.
Yeah, we are doing that. We always on your footprints. We're going to do that.
Awesome. That's all it takes. So, but thank you for being part of the team. I think, Alex, I saw your finger go up. If something you want to share, go ahead, Alex.
Yes, Dave, I was to ask, do we have a corporate office in Greece? If we want to register someone from Greece.
Is Greece part of the EU? The European Union?
Yeah.
If they're part of the European Union, there's no office in Greece, but we do have an office. It's a warehouse, and it's a fulfillment location where they ship throughout all of Europe.
Okay.
As long as it's a European Union country. So now, Alex, that's a good question. I want to show you guys all something. I'm going to share my computer screen with you. Watch what I'm going to do here, Alex. This is what you want to do. If you ever have a question about any country, do this. I'm going to share my screen. Open up a new tab. forlife.com. I'm going to log in real quick. I'll just do it this way here. I'm not real good with, you guys understand something. I'm really not a smart guy. I'm telling the truth, right? I mean, I forget passwords. I forget numbers. I'm good at talking to people, and that's about it. All right. Other stuff I need a lot of help with. But I do remember my password, I think. I think this is it. I use a password manager to help me. Hey, I got in, I think. All right. So you go into your back office, Alex, okay? Go into your back office. Let me move this here, close this. Go to your dashboard. Why is forlife.com not responding? There we go. It's going slow today. So I'm on forlife.com. I'm in my dashboard. Look right here on the left, resources. So log into your account, go to resources, click on resources. I see Lynette. I'll get to you in a second, Lynette. You raised your hand. That's the way to do it. Thank you. And go how to do business internationally. Click on that and look at all these countries that are here. All right. You got Germany, Brazil, Costa Rica. So Russia, Taiwan, Philippines, Mexico. All right. So there's a lot of information. I don't see Greece here, but I do see Europe. As I said before, as long as it's a European country under the model. Let's speak Italian. They may speak Greek. I don't know. They certainly speak English. But there you go. There's all the numbers. Let's look for Greece, Denmark, Luxembourg, Netherlands, Finland, Norway, Poland, France, Germany, Greece. There you go, Alex. See it right there? I just highlighted it. There's Greece. So you have them call that number. You can email them, europe@forlife.com, ask your questions. Love to get someone in Greece going, but it's going to take someone who has a bit of an entrepreneurial spirit. If they're not an entrepreneur at all, they're going to realize that to start this business, to get started in Greece and be a pioneer, they got to have thick skin, they got to have a vision, and the ability to keep that flame alive while they get going. Because yes, maybe there's nobody in Greece and they get to be the first, but being the first many times is not the best because it's the most difficult. I mean, how many people were the first in For Life that aren't here today? Tons. When I joined For Life for the first year, 5 joined the same day I did that were top leaders. Bonnie Taylor, myself, and 3 others. The 3 others are gone. The only 2 that survived are Bonnie and me because we had thick enough skin, we kept the vision, we kept the flame alive, and we didn't quit. But Greece would be great. Get someone going in Greece. You got support. And who knows, if Greece really took off, For Life might put an office there for you, just like they did for the people in Germany. If you make it happen, it's kind of like if you build it, they will come. The Field of Dreams. Great movie, by the way, Field of Dreams. If you build it, they will come. If you build For Life over there, For Life, eventually I would imagine they'll put an office for you. How would that be? Long answer again to one question. So I hope that answers your question there, Alex. Did that answer your question, Alex?
Yes, yes. Thank you very much. It's answered.
Okay, Lynette, let me unmute you real quick. Go ahead, Lynette. Thanks for joining.
Hi, everyone.
Hi there. How's it going?
I'm great. Really nice. I'm enjoying the call. So I was asking, like, recently you've been feeling like a slump in the business. Like you can feel sometimes that things are not moving, your activities haven't having results. So I was asking, are there any tips you can share about how to get out of that funk of being slow?
Okay, we all go through that. I don't know who, somebody in Africa or in Kenya put a post where they talked about how the business and entrepreneurship, many people think it's like this,
Yeah.
a straight climb to the top. It's not. It's like this. That's how you get to the top. Ups and downs, peaks and valleys, you know, negatives and positives, rights and lefts. You know, it's just there's opposition in everything in life. For every right, there's a left. For every up, there's a down. All right. For every black, there's a white. Doesn't matter. The point is this. You embrace it, Lynette. That's all part of the learning and growing process. Okay. When I talk about keeping the flame alive, every single distributor is going to go through what you're going through at some level. Okay. Some, they're fortunate. Like take my sponsor, right? For him, it might seem like a straight climb, but you know what? He's an international diamond doing 25 million a month. Come on. If you're doing 25 million a month, you should be a gold, making hundreds of thousands of dollars a month, right? So he's happy. That's okay. Fine by me. My point is this. Don't lose the vision, because most people, when they start having the peaks and valleys and ups and downs, they quit. Guess what happens then? Nothing, zero. So now you fall back into the same old routine of your life, and you wonder why 5 years from now, you're still in the same position and nothing changed. So you embrace it. You keep the positive attitude, but ask yourself a couple of questions. One, the people that you've already sponsored, are any of those people opening their door to the people that they know so you can talk to them? Okay. Now, let me give you an example. My son, Brandon, I'm real proud of him. He brought his phone to me yesterday. He said, Dad, I messaged John's mother. We had a young millennial, just like you, Lynette, come to our Friday meeting at my home. Every Friday I do a meeting here in my home, and the millennials come. One of them mentioned the fact that his mom is in network marketing in another company. You know, not very high up, just kind of, you know, just part-time does it. Well, Brandon, my son, messaged her, sent her a message. My son's 19 years old, all right? And asked if she would take a look at this. That's pretty bold for a 19-year-old to be messaging one of his friend's mothers saying, hey, I'd like to talk to you about this. Can we talk to you? And she messaged him back a very nice message saying, I'm up in Los Angeles right now. I'm heading back home. The timing's not very good, but I'll get back to you. I'm interested. That's it, you see? But the point is, Brandon is trying to work through his people to get to the people they know. So Lynette, are any of your people bringing their people to you? I've seen pictures of you presenting. I've seen you get up in front and talk. You've got the skills. You've got the ability to talk. So now, are you talking to your people's people? That's networking. And then number two, are you still scouting new people? Now, this is all attitude, you guys. It's all attitude. When people say, oh, Dave, you're good at what you do. Dave, the only reason I'm good at what I do is because I practice. It's like, duh, you know, it's simple, all right? The same applies to you, Lynette. It all comes down to numbers, okay? You got a couple of things against you, but those things that are against you can be in your favor if you turn it around. And that is your age. You've not yet established credibility in business or in life yet, in that you've accomplished some great, wonderful achievement in business that everyone says, oh, we all need to follow Lynette. She's so successful, okay? That hasn't happened. You're making that happen now. You're declaring yourself now, all right? This is the company and opportunity and the people on this call you chose to work with and do this with. It's our responsibility as a team to help keep that flame alive in you, all right? That's why we're a team, all right? It's your job to focus on yourself, and because we can't do that. You've got to do that, which means continue to grow yourself, get better at presenting, practice your presentations. Even if you practice on your dog or your cat, I don't care. Just practice. And then talk to people, but set your goals, Lynette. How many people a day are you sharing this with? Even if you went out and cold called. And Dr. Ogina, I need to have him talk one day on these calls about cold prospecting, because I watched him. We went into a mall one day and just to get me a SIM card, and he stopped at like 2 or 3 shops just to say hi to someone he didn't even know. He walks in with his smiles, shakes hands like he's a celebrity, all right? And he's a celebrity, but people don't know him. The funny thing is that people warm up to him because of his personality, all right? Some people are born with that type of character. Others have to work at it, all right? Look, that's called genes. There's nothing, or your environment. We're a product of our environment, the way we grew up and so forth, being little. My mother, she called me her worrywart. My entire life, I was called a worrywart. Well, guess what's been planted in my head? All I do is worry all the time. And I do worry. And maybe it's that worry that continues to feed that flame of mine to keep me going, because I don't want to lose anything. I don't want to take any, you know, so I just continue to work. So that's it, Lynette. Continue to work, but set your goals. Talk to people each day. How many people a day are you talking to? How many people are you talking to through your people? Now, I'll say this and we'll move on if there's any other questions. When you're talking to your downline, you're talking to people, the only way you're going to change your personality, your character, to all of a sudden show people the great leader you are, is when you're talking to strangers. Because the people that you know, they want to put you back in the box that they know you as. They see Lynette one way only because they've been around you, many of them, your entire life. So they're going to put you back in that box. The only way you can get out of that box is by working with strangers. And those strangers are your people's people, or the people you meet cold. And that's why when I talk to someone, when I sponsor them, I love to get into their circle of influence of people. Your people, my presentation. I can be whoever I want when I'm talking to those people. They don't know me, so they can't put me in the box. Therefore, when I go back to the people that do know me, I'm a different person. They go, wow, Dave, you're different. Man, you've become this awesome leader. You're successful. That's right. I did it talking to strangers because the people that know me wouldn't let me do it. Does that make sense? Okay, I'm going to lower your, so I know it's another long answer, but that's just how I am. Any other questions before we move on here and finish our call up? I don't see any other hands that have gone up. So you guys, thank you so much for joining in today. I hope I've been able to at least give you a shot in the arm, inspire you to get out, share this with people. That's all we get paid for. We get paid for sharing. And the more people you share with, the more money you make. It's that simple. And that's the formula here. So you guys, everyone, have a great day. Have a great week. We'll be on again Friday night as we close the week out. This is our Mentor Monday call every Monday morning. Friday night, we finish the call at 7 p.m. Pacific time. Actually, look at my calendar because we had our daylight savings change, and I'm not sure if we're actually going 7 or 8. I apologize. I need to look at that because we do an hour. Corey, what are we at?
We're going to have it at 7.
We're sticking with 7 p.m. All right. 7 p.m. our time. For those of you in Africa, you're going to be in bed asleep. What's that, sweetie?
It's too late in the East Coast if we do it at 8.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, 8 o'clock makes it too late on the East Coast. So we're keeping it 7 p.m. Pacific time, which in Kenya would be 5 a.m. in the morning. Very early.
We do it for Asia, Latin America, Mexico, and surrounding countries.
Right. Well, one other thing, guys, convention. Keep in mind, we're getting closer and closer to convention coming up, so pay attention to that, okay? And for those in Kenya and Africa, I'll be sending out here shortly some information on convention for you guys. So everyone, thanks again for joining in. Let's have a great day, a great week. Let's get out and make it happen. Let's sponsor some people. All right, you guys. Talk to y'all soon. Bye-bye.